Good morning, and thank you very much for being here this morning. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Tiana Graham. I'm the Executive Officer to the Vice-Chancellor, and it's a pleasure to be your MC this morning for the 2023 Outstanding Alumni Awards Breakfast. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge with respect the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the first people, educators and innovators of this country. Today, we're on the lands of the Wulgurukaba people and their country, Gurrumbilbara. The Wulgurukaba means canoe people, and they were the seafaring people who came from the north. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and to those of the neighbouring Bindal people. And I extend that respect to JCU's distinguished Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, graduates and staff. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Mr Phil Thompson, OAM MP, Federal Member for Herbert, Mr Les Walker MP, Member for Mundingburra, Ms Nikki Burnett, representing the Honourable Scott Stewart MP, Minister for Resources and Member for Townsville, Mr Bill Tudell, former Chancellor of JCU and one of our inaugural Outstanding Alumni recipients, Deputy Chancellor Jane Arlett, representing Chancellor Professor Nairi Brown, who unfortunately was unable to join us today, and JCU's Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Simon Biggs. If you haven't already, please turn off your mobile phones. That's always embarrassing. Note the bathrooms are out the doors and down the end of the hallway. Should we need to leave the room in the event of an emergency, we should do so in an orderly fashion through any of the doors that are behind you, and the VIL staff will direct us to the nearest assembly area. Now, before I introduce our Vice-Chancellor, I'd like to take a moment to thank you all for making the time to join us this morning. This ceremony honours the accomplishments of our outstanding alumni. We're also joined online by a streaming audience this morning as well, so welcome to those joining us online. I, like many of you here today, am a proud JCU alumna. I'm extremely proud to be part of an extensive network of talented graduates worldwide, all doing amazing things in their fields. Those of you familiar with JCU's Outstanding Alumni Awards will notice a refreshed lineup of categories this year. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. The 6 men and women being honoured today are among our finest, representing a variety of backgrounds, careers and professional endeavours. They are each enriching the world in their own way and multiplying JCU's global impact by inspiring our current students to work hard, follow their dreams and be the change that they want to see in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to introduce JCU's Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Simon Biggs.
My executive officer is very tall. Thank you, Tiana. And of course, I too acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, members of our valued JCU community, it's truly a pleasure to welcome you here this morning to the 2023 Outstanding Alumni Awards Breakfast. Of course, this morning is a celebration of the achievements of our alumni. But before we celebrate, I think it is appropriate this week that I note the sad passing of Peter Leggett, a true JCU great. Many of you, I'm sure, will have read the articles in the newspapers in recent days. For our community, it was truly a great loss. I think also to the city, and a great loss to our broader Queensland community. So we acknowledge all of the great things that Peter has done for this country and for this state and for this city, and we acknowledge his place in the history of JCU. It is, for me, genuinely an honour to stand here before you today as we come together once again to celebrate the exceptional achievements of our alumni. This annual event is a true celebration of everything that is good in our JCU community. It provides us all an annual window into the incredible talent and dedication that runs throughout our alumni and our university. Once again, this year, as we celebrate our alumni, we can reflect on the many achievements of our university since its establishment more than 60 years ago. We now have a global network of over 50,000 accomplished individuals. Our alumni community stands as a shining example of the impact that a JCU education can have on the world. For many alumni, the connections made during their time studying at the university are important cornerstones for their careers that follow, reminding us all of the bonds that you form at JCU are enduring and enriching. In this diverse, intense, and interconnected world, we acknowledge that not all recipients of our awards today are able to be here in person. In part, of course, that reflects the genuine global presence of our alumni and the busy and significant roles that they occupy. Their absence further reminds us that the impact, influence, and contributions of James Cook University graduates is both significant and without geographical limitations. This year, as Tiana has mentioned, we are pleased to introduce several new award categories that embody the spirit and diversity of James Cook University. These Outstanding Alumni Awards are not simply about recognizing outstanding individual achievements, important, of course, that is, but they are also about celebrating the enduring importance of our university and its influence right here in Northern Australia and in the tropics more widely. Events like this one remind us all of the profound impact our university has had on the lives of our students and the world at large. They inspire us to strive for excellence, to push the boundaries of knowledge, and to embrace the diversity and richness of our alumni community. I extend my sincere congratulations to all the nominees, both those here with us today and those making their mark around the world. Your stories, of course, inspire all of us. Together, we are shaping a legacy of excellence, guiding future generations toward their own remarkable achievements. Thank you for joining us here today as we celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of our distinguished alumni. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all personally, and I look forward to hearing more about our winners later this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. So we'll take a short break now. Breakfast is going to be served shortly, and then we'll get into the awards after we have something to eat and some coffee. Thanks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've all enjoyed your breakfast. Welcome back to our audience who is live streaming in this morning as well. As I mentioned earlier, the 2023 Outstanding Alumni Awards have taken on a new life this year. This year's 6 deserving alumni will be recognised in the following categories: Spirit of JCU, Rising Star, Trailblazer, Outstanding Indigenous Alumni, Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award, and Chancellor's Distinguished Award. Though the categories are new, we do maintain the tradition of awarding our winners with beautiful glass trophies, which you can see up the front here, created by local Townsville artist and JCU alumna Sue Tilley. The trophies are crafted by fusing hand-cut glass sheets and delicate powders to form captivating translucent pieces. Inspired by the vivid blue skies, pristine waters, and the warmth of the outback, these glass trophies vividly capture the intense hues and dynamic motion of nature. Glass, simultaneously robust and fragile, symbolises the strength of nature and the delicate balance of our ecosystem and its intrinsic components. Each piece undergoes meticulous cold working and fusion before being shaped into a 3-dimensional representation of the elegant fan palm and affixed to a block of Australian hardwood. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our first award, the Spirit of JCU Award. This category recognises alumni living or working predominantly in remote or very remote locations across Australia or comparable locations internationally. Please welcome Tony Lawrence, Director of Advancement, to announce the award recipient.
Perfect. The recipient of the inaugural Spirit of JCU Award is Hilda Wypal. Thank you. Hilda Wypal is an Athkadal woman from the Torres Strait Islands. She was raised in the St. Paul's community, Mua Island, Wyban Island, and she has strong ties to Saibai Island. With a bachelor's in nursing and a master of public health and tropical medicine, Hilda's career has impacted many communities in the remote and rural areas. She has worked in a variety of nursing and health training roles, including cardiac nursing at Cairns Base Hospital, a maternal and child health educator role in the Apinapama Cape York Health Council, and her most recent role as a nurse navigator for the Torres and Cape Hospital and Health Service. Hilda's work within the nursing and health fields have earned her the 2023 Spirit of JCU Award. I would now like to direct your attention to the big screen, and so we can present a video to give you a glimpse into the remarkable work and achievements of Hilda Wypal.
Based in Bamida, in Northern Peninsula area. So what I do is look after patients who have complex care conditions, and we communicate with everyone and ensure that the journey is seamless for the patient. It is not just 9 to 5. It's responding to people in the street, answering questions, or connect them with the right service. I find myself advocating for patients all the time, and that's a big part of what we do. Been working in health since 1991. I started working as an Indigenous health worker, gone on to do my nursing year at JCU. I've also then done my Masters in Public Health. Being a Torres Strait Islander nurse or an Indigenous nurse, there's not many of us. It's a skill set on its own to have that broader understanding of family, of community, and a skill set to connect with people. There's always challenges, or should I say there's always room for improvement. Looking at how we could decolonize the system, reducing the number of structural barriers that the patient may have as an Indigenous nurse, reducing those structural barriers. At times it can be very challenging. I do see a lot of gaps in terms of the systems and the services, and then we position ourselves and ways to bridge the gaps, create policies and sit in certain committees to influence change. I'm very thankful to be part of the Torres Strait Islander Nurses Indigenous Corporation. What we do is create pathways for students from primary to high school, making it real for them to say, hey, you know, we've also been through the community pathway. Now, you know, look at us, if we can do it, so can you. Supporting them along the way or linking students up with certain scholarship. I guess instilling in them a seed to believe in themselves and to progress, and also to give back to the community.
Regrettably, Hilda was not able to join us this morning to accept her award, but she has a very good reason. She's preparing for her wedding that is this weekend. So please join me again in congratulating Hilda, not only on receiving the inaugural Spirit of JCU Award, but also on her upcoming nuptials.
Thanks, Tony. Deputy Chancellor, could you please make your way to the stage to present the next award? Our second award for the morning is the Rising Star Award. This category celebrates the extraordinary accomplishments of younger alumni and their achievements in their careers thus far. Nominees are 39 years or younger at the time of nomination. I'll hand back over now to Tony to announce the recipient.
Drum roll, please. The recipient of the inaugural Rising Spirit Award is Lydia Gentle, OAM. Alumna Lydia Gentle is a highly experienced fellow and chartered civil and structural engineer. Her career spans the engineering, consultancy, construction, and mining industries across multiple continents. Lydia graduated from JCU in 2005 with a Bachelor of Engineering and has gone on to earn multiple qualifications since then, including masters in both engineering science and senior executive business administration. She also has a company director's diploma. In her current role as portfolio delivery In her current role as Portfolio Delivery Manager at BHP, Lydia uses her extensive project management experience to adopt innovative and collaborative approaches to design and product delivery. She is the co-chair of the National Civil College Board and also sits on the UQ Engineering Civil College Board, as well as the advisory board for the Top 100 Women. Lydia is also a member of both the Infrastructure Advisory Committee and the Professional Standards Committee of Engineers in Australia, illustrating her passion and commitment to the engineering community and to increasing the profile of the profession. Lydia was awarded the Order of Australia Medal in 2019 for her role and contribution to the field of engineering. She's also the winner of both Queensland and national awards for exceptional women in mining. As the youngest Australian to receive the engineering executive status with Engineers Australia, and the second youngest person to be made a fellow in her profession, Lydia is incredibly deserving of the 2023 JCU Rising Star Award. Once again, I direct you to the screen so you can see the showcase of Lydia's contributions.
Hi, I'm Lydia Gentle. I'm the Portfolio Delivery Manager for Coal. I was born and raised in far north Queensland, and my grade 12 maths teacher was an engineer, and it was him that encouraged me to study, and James Cook University was the ideal option. Being able to study and stay close to home and the family. From there I studied 4 years civil engineering at James Cook. To date I've got numerous engineering degrees, Order of Australia, I'm an RPEQ and chartered engineer. And I was also one of the youngest engineers to be awarded Engineering Exec with Engineers Australia. And really that degree that I got at James Cook was that stepping stone to enable me to have a fantastic career in the mining and resources sector. In my current role, I get to visit all the coal mines across Queensland and New South Wales. And probably one of my greatest endeavours recently is when I recycled the tyres from our major mining truck. We were able to recycle them and use them to pave the Peak Downs Highway, and that enables the road to have a better wear, and it also promotes that sustainability and that we're recycling our tyres and not just burying them in the ground. I've been nominated for the Rising Star Award for James Cook University alumni, and I'm incredibly honoured to be recognised for this achievement. In my field, I'm still relatively young, and I feel that I've had the opportunities to really work on quite a diverse portfolio. I've really been able to learn and be inspired from some amazing leaders. Being an engineer, where I think the stats are still around 13% of females graduating with an engineering degree, I'm privileged to have a team that's at 50-50 male to female. And with this, bringing that inclusion and that diversity is really key. And I bring that through my leadership style to really foster that cohesive environment where everyone loves coming to work, they can bring their whole selves to work, and we make it a fun place to be. At the moment, I'm currently working on some projects that are at the forefront of technology, on how we continue to automate to make our mines safer, but also how do we decarbonise the equipment that we use to ensure that we do have that sustainable future for not only our children, but also our children's children.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I invite Lydia to the stage to receive the inaugural Rising Star Award.
Thank you. The next award is the Trailblazer Award, which recognises alumni who are forward-thinking leaders, innovators or entrepreneurs in their industry, profession, field of research or area of expertise. Please welcome Professor Jenny Seddon, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research, to announce the next award recipient.
I'm very short. All right, the recipient of the inaugural Trailblazer Award is Professor Trent Munro. Professor Trent Munro has had an outstanding career in biomedical research and biotechnology, spanning both academia and industry, with a Bachelor of Science Honours from JCU, PhD from University of Queensland, and postdoctoral studies at Harvard Medical School and University of Cambridge. Professor Munro's career has traversed RNA biology, developmental genetics, enhancing research translation, and development of novel therapeutics and vaccines. In 2013, Professor Munro moved to the multinational biotech company Amgen, based in California, where he held a variety of leadership roles, including Executive Director of Process Development. During this time, he worked on a broad range of therapeutic programs, many of which are now marketed products, helping patients worldwide, including new treatments for cancer, cardiovascular disease, and migraine. Professor Munro has consistently demonstrated his ability for forward-thinking, groundbreaking, and visionary leadership in biological, biotechnology, and bioengineering research. During his time as a senior group leader at the Australian Institute of Bioengineering and Nanotechnology at UQ, Professor Munro was the program director for UQ's COVID-19 vaccine program, moving from discovery to clinical trials in 6 months. Professor Munro's track record of innovation and translation led to the role with an ASX-listed Australian biotechnology company, Microba, where he is currently Senior Vice President in Therapeutics. His innovative work and contributions have earned him the 2023 JCU Trailblazer Award. Let's take a moment to have a closer look at the work of Professor Trent Munro.
My name is Professor Trent Munro, and I'm Senior Vice President of Therapeutics at Microba, based here in Brisbane. I was very fortunate to have a great experience doing a Bachelor of Science, and it's really taken me to unexpected places. The opportunity to go to JCU was really about the types of science that was on offer there, and it became pretty clear early on that the biological sciences was really something where my interest was piqued. My current role is about the development of innovative therapeutics, specifically bringing forward new types of drugs to treat chronic disease. When I think about what gets me excited day to day, it's really that opportunity of helping patients that don't have the right solutions. I'm really pleased and excited to receive this award from JCU. It's humbling. I would have never really expected this as I started off my journey as an undergraduate. I can remember the first time where we got word that one of the products we were working in had just been approved by the FDA and was going to be sold on the market to help patients. And so knowing the innovative work that I'd done and my team had done on that product, it was just really an exciting moment. And that really then inspired me, I think, to think about how I could apply those learnings and bring them forward into different areas. Seeing the evolution of research from something where we're just doing it on the bench and it's all just an idea, through to something where we've actually created a product, put it into a vial or put it into a capsule, and we're actually delivering it to people in those clinical trials. That's really what motivates me. You know, equally, I think it's just the challenge of science and how much we don't know. I mean, every time we learn something new and we think we've made a breakthrough, really that just uncovers all the things that we don't know. Communicating science to the public can be really challenging because science is a journey of discovery. And so when I think about how science impacts the community, I think all scientists have a responsibility to do fantastic communication, whether that be in how we use data and the types of tools we use every day, or whether it be things that I'm interested in, like developing the drugs of tomorrow. So whenever I get an opportunity now to go out into the community and talk to people about what I do, I always take advantage of that, and I think it's very rewarding. So all of those aspects, I think, are just the responsibility of us as scientists to give back to the community.
Regrettably, Professor Munro was not able to join us this morning to accept his award, but please put your hands together to join me in congratulating Professor Munro.
Thank you, Jenny. I need to stop wearing heels. The Outstanding Indigenous Alumni Awards celebrates an exceptional graduate of Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander descent who demonstrates outstanding achievement in their chosen field of endeavour or has made outstanding contributions to the community. Please welcome Associate Professor Jamie Fellows, Head of JCU Law, to announce the recipient.
Good morning. The recipient of the inaugural Outstanding Indigenous Alumni Award is Melia Ben. Melia Ben is a Mamu and Gunganji woman and one of only 2 practising Indigenous women barristers at the Queensland Bar. Melia has worked in multiple areas of law, beginning with her role as a property lawyer in private practice. Soon after, Melia transitioned to the Queensland Government, where she was a senior lawyer for the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, appearing in the District and Supreme Courts. Prior to being called to the bar, Melia was the counsel assisting the Northern Coroner. Melia was called to the bar in 2018 and has chambers in both the Endeavour Chambers in Cairns and Griffith Chambers in Brisbane. Melia has a broad practice in class action proceedings, coronial inquests and discrimination and human rights matters. Melia is currently briefed in the Western Australia and Northern Territory class actions for stolen wages, which are class actions seeking compensation for Aboriginal stockmen and domestic workers who worked for little or no money. In 2023, Mealy was appointed a seasonal tribunal member of the Mental Health Review Tribunal. In recognition of her work, Mealy received the Australian Lawyers Alliance's Queensland Civil Justice Award in 2021, an award for those who have displayed an outstanding commitment to the pursuit of justice. Her work across several areas of law, as well as her passionate advocacy for Indigenous Australians to have greater representation in the legal field, has earned her the 2023 JCU Outstanding Indigenous Alumni Award. Let's hear more from Melia on her passions and career achievements now.
My name's Melia Ben. I'm a proud Mamu Gungandji woman and I'm a barrister. My practice mostly is in class actions and inquests. I did my Bachelor of Laws through James Cook University. My mum tells the story that I always said I wanted to be a lawyer, wanted to be wearing the robes, and I wanted to be speaking to the judge, and I wanted to advocate for someone else. And I had a really good mentor at the DPP where she locked me in a room and said, and you were going to do that bar course because you need to be doing that. That's what you should be doing. During the course I met my mentor. He was an Aboriginal barrister. He explained to me this world of class actions. I work on the stolen wages cases. I worked on the Queensland one that settled for $190 million for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who worked between the 30s and the 70s and didn't get paid any money. I'm in my 5th year at the bar and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I'm one of only 2 Aboriginal women who practice at the private bar that does this work, and for all of our clients who get to be represented by someone who looks like them, who speaks like them, it is just making something that is usually their worst day, talking about things that they would rather forget, but because they have someone there that they feel safe with culturally, I can make that experience a completely different one for them. My goal is that they feel seen and heard. I don't want to be one of 2. I want to be a part of a bigger cohort. I didn't come from a family that knew any lawyers. That's really daunting for people who are wanting to go to law but don't have pathways shown to them. I collaborate with the Australian Lawyers Alliance and we run events where we invite all law students and Aboriginal solicitors and barristers to come along as a meet and greet so that people can start making networks with people that they wouldn't ordinarily have exposure to. I look forward to the day where it's normal for Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander people to have people who look like them, talk like them, understand them, represent them as a basic expectation when going through the legal system. For me, I just want to keep doing work that matters, doing work that other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students can see and create a pathway for them, knowing that they have a space in this profession. Ultimately, I would, of course, love to become a King's Counsel or potentially a judge one day, but at the moment it's just one case at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure that I invite Melia to the stage to receive the inaugural Outstanding Indigenous Alumni Award. Congratulations.
The Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award recognises alumni who demonstrate distinguished and significant excellence in their career, industry or community. I invite Vice-Chancellor and President Professor Simon Biggs to present his award.
Apologies. I only got back from Europe yesterday, so obviously my brain is still somewhere over the Indian Ocean. I apologise. The recipient I'll get back to the script. The recipient of the inaugural Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award is Dr. Paul Marshall. Dr. Marshall is the head of the Nature Reserve Program for NEOM, an innovative special economic zone giga project in Saudi Arabia. Dr. Marshall has a PhD in coral reef ecology and management and is an active adjunct professor of JCU. Dr. Marshall's current work includes leading the change on developing and implementing groundbreaking conservation solutions that will safeguard 95% of NEOM's 26,000 square kilometre region, in conjunction with programs such as The Line, a new approach to urban design and living. NEOM's focus is on creating ways for humanity and nature to thrive in harmony through the development of innovative, zero-carbon urban living models while utilising just 5% of the region for development. Key outcomes of Dr. Marshall's time at NEOM include securing the commitment to protect 95% of unique and diverse habitats through the establishment of the Nature Reserve Program. His approach emphasises the philosophy of bringing people into conservation and making them a part of the solution, while maintaining a strong focus on science-based nature conservation through partnerships with the world's leading universities. Through this program, Dr. Marshall is also leading the establishment of the world's largest private nature reserve, which will host unique nature-based visitor experiences and benefit from an unprecedented investment in active conservation. He has secured funding for a regreening project of 100 million trees and a rewilding project across the entire nature reserve. Before NEOM, Dr. Marshall held key roles, including Managing Director of Reef Ecology and the Founding Director of the Climate Change Program for the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority. He has also been an expert advisor to a host of international organizations throughout his career. His career exemplifies the commitment to global conservation efforts. Dr. Marshall's ongoing contributions and dedication to the field of nature conservation have earned him the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award. We take a moment now to enjoy a closer look at the work of Dr. Paul Marshall.
Good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to be able to join you, although sadly not in person. From the earliest, I loved spending time in nature, family camping trips to the coast, global adventures to some of the most remote natural places on the planet. And through all of this, I developed a clear sense of purpose and destiny. I wanted to understand and protect our natural world. James Cook University has been an absolutely crucial part in pursuing this life purpose. I joined JCU to do my PhD in 1996, which laid the foundations for a rich and rewarding career in nature conservation. Following my PhD at James Cook University, I got straight into a job at the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority, where I had the privilege for 15 years of working to protect the world's greatest natural wonder. I then helped to co-fund Reef Ecologic, a specialised consulting business that's still operating today in Townsville. Then, unexpectedly but wonderfully, 5 years ago, I found myself in Saudi Arabia, where I'm leading the planning and development of a 25,000 square kilometre nature reserve that includes the most incredible landscapes, from beautiful high altitude deserts, mountains with snow, an incredible coast with coral reefs, crystal clear water, and some amazing deep sea habitats. And this project has now become one of the most incredible conservation opportunities the world has ever seen. I'd like to now share with you a video that highlights some of the incredible work we've been doing here on nature conservation that really has global significance. And with a final thank you to James Cook University and Professor Biggs for this award, and for the incredible opportunity that the university has given me to pursue my dream and to make a contribution to conservation on a global scale. Thank you all so much, and please pass on my fond regards to all my friends and colleagues in Townsville.
Unfortunately, as we heard, Professor Marshall was unable to make it here this morning to accept his award in person due to his ongoing commitments across the world. However, he is, I'm sure you'll agree, a very deserving awardee, and I'd like to invite you once again to join me in congratulating him as the inaugural recipient of the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award.
Thank you, Simon. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to our final award for the morning, the Chancellor's Distinguished Award. This award recognises alumni who demonstrate distinguished and significant excellence in their career, industry or community. The award recipient was selected by Chancellor Professor Nairi Brown and will be presented by Deputy Chancellor Jane Arlett on her behalf.
And yes, you are a little taller than me, and most people. Thank you. The recipient of the inaugural Chancellor's Distinguished Award is Dr. William Lyons. Dr. William Lyons is the Executive Director of the Enterprise Technology Office of the Boeing Company. With degrees in education and environmental science from JCU, Dr. Lyons' further qualifications, a PhD in climatology and an executive MBA, have supported his work in various science and engineering roles throughout his career. As the Executive Director, Dr. Lyons leads research and development, prioritisation and planning, technical capability building and partnerships such as with universities and small to medium enterprises. His objective is for applied innovation to advance aerospace technologies and ensure aviation continues to contribute to global prosperity with safety, quality and sustainability. He leads a team creating global technical capacity and capability, and to date has launched many university industry consortia and global research centres, including in Australia, Korea, Japan, Brazil and the Middle East. Dr. Lyons has been with Boeing since his recruitment in 1999 to manage the Australian Geoinformation Business Unit's resources and staff. Dr. Lyons has since held progressively senior Boeing leadership positions around the world. He was an early leader in the adoption of sustainable fuels in aerospace and, supported by CSIRO, launched the world's first roadmap for development of sustainable aviation fuels. Dr. Lyons is passionate about STEM and works to improve the lives of others through access to learning and opportunities to contribute to advancement in science and technology. He sits on various technical advisory boards, chairs the Boeing CSIRO Steering Committee, and previously served on the Board of Governors for the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, Aerospace and Electronic Systems and Society for 5 years. Other notable positions include Senior Research Science for Australia's Bureau of Resource Sciences, Associate Lecturer at the Australian Defence Force Academy, and Treasurer of the Australian American Chamber of Commerce in the Pacific Northwest of the USA. Dr. Lyons' commitment to aerospace innovation, global collaboration and education to improve the lives of others have earned him the Chancellor's Distinguished Award. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let's turn our attention to the screen to delve into Dr. William Lyons' passions and their potential to ignite the aspirations of those embarking on their own journeys in science and technology.
I would say to somebody, you can do it. You've just got to go do it. Be willing to fail and be willing to learn through that failure. And that's one of the things that James Cook University has helped me with. So my name is William Lyons. I'm an executive director in our Enterprise Technology Strategy organization, which is part of the Boeing Company. My role is figuring out what the future of aerospace is going to be like. We know a couple of things about the future, that it's going to be digital, it's going to be autonomous, and it's going to be sustainable. As a leader, you kind of have the advantage that you can look back on your life and try and make sense of it. I would just encourage somebody to think, when you're starting out your career or you're starting out at James Cook University, to really kind of get to the essence of who you are. What's your values? I'm so fortunate that my collaboration is global in nature. I get to work with universities all around the world. I get to work with communities all around the world. I get to work with small companies all around the world, startups. I get to see what motivates them, what their challenges are. And those challenges are common. What do we all want to do? We just want to make our place in the world. And we want the best for our families and for our communities. And we can't do that alone. We have to do that together. Being given this award as an outstanding JCU alumni just fills me with pride. I was really fortunate to have good professors who trusted me, and through that confidence allowed me to feel confident going to the next role. If you can discover what your purpose is early in life, the jobs that you take, the roles that you decide to go after, the lessons that you take from failure, that you take from success, all of them will tie to that purpose. And if you're fortunate to have good mentors and you're willing to pick yourself back up after you make a mistake and keep going, you can achieve so much. And I hope that this award recognizes that I'm someone who can just pick themselves back up and just keep moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I invite Dr. Lyons to receive the inaugural Chancellor's Distinguished Alumni Award. Thank you.
Thank you. While we're at it, can we please give all our award recipients one more round of applause? I now welcome back to the stage Tony Lawrence to deliver the closing address.
So it's my job to keep us on time, and so I'll make this brief. I want to thank you all for making time to come today. I'm so impressed with all of our award winners. And I see so many of my JCU colleagues in the audience today, and I know that you share with me the pride that we have in the success of our alumni. I think we all take jobs in higher education because we want to have an impact on the students that we serve. And I'm proud to work with all of you, and I commend you for the work that you do to lay the foundation that paves the way for today's outstanding alumni. To our community members who came today, I want to thank you for coming to our awards. It means a lot to us because you come out and support our alumni, and I think that means and it demonstrates that you value our university and your community, and I thank you for that. For the family members who came today, and I know there's several in the audience, I have no doubt that the award winners today would credit your encouragement and your support in helping them achieve their goals. Thank you for being such an important part of their support system and for joining us today. I want to recognize Kiara Leisman. Kiara does a lot of the heavy lifting to make this event, and I know she's put in countless hours and worried about little details, and so applause to Kiara. Finally, please join me in one final round of applause for our 2023 Outstanding Alumni Award recipients. I wish each of you continued success. You certainly inspired me today. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes James Cook University's Outstanding Alumni Awards ceremony for 2023. Congratulations once again to all of our winners. And to our winners, after the ceremony's finished, I invite you to come back to the stage because we'd like to take a group photo of all of you. My thanks to you all for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure to have you all and to celebrate our outstanding alumni. We encourage all of our alumni to stay in contact with our alma mater. We like to celebrate your achievements. They are many, and they make all of us very jealous. So please do keep in contact. You can send us an email or jump on our advancement webpage on the JCU website. Safe travels and all the best. Thank you.